In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the Cold War was at its peak, casting a shadow of fear across the globe. The world felt like a tightly wound spring, ready to snap at the slightest misstep from any side. People lived on edge, haunted by the specter of a conflict that could unravel everything. In June 1979, a mysterious figure calling himself Robert C. Christian walked into the Elberton Granite Finishing Company in Georgia. He claimed to represent a group of loyal Americans and proposed something extraordinary, a massive stone monument designed to withstand an apocalyptic catastrophe. This wasn't just a structure, it was meant to be a compass, a calendar, and a clock etched with instructions to rebuild civilization in 8 major world languages. The stones would stand as a guide for humanity's survival, a beacon for a shattered world. The man behind this vision remains an enigma to this day. Only one person ever knew his true identity, and that secret was carried to the grave. The project's sheer audacity raised eyebrows. Joe Fenley, the company's president at the time, thought Christian was out of his mind. To discourage what he assumed was a lunatic, Fenley quoted an exorbitant price, citing the need for specialized tools and expert consultants. To his shock, Christian agreed without hesitation, insisting that only the world's finest granite craftsmen could create a monument meant to endure the ages. The structure, later known as the Georgia Guidestones, was no small feat. Its massive granite slabs, weighing 28 tons each, were quarried from deep within pyramid quarries in western Elberton. Workers drilled over 100 feet into the earth to extract stones of unparalleled quality. A crane groaned under the weight, and a rocket engine-powered cutting tool hauled in from out of state was used to shape the slabs. The precision was staggering. 4 outer stones aligned with the sun's annual path, a central column with a slot to always reveal the North Star, and a capstone with a small aperture to project midday sunlight, marking the day of the year. Christian's instructions were meticulous, delivered in a 10-page document and a wooden model of the monument. He met with Fendley and Wyatt Martin, the trusted head of the local bank, to finalize payment details. Martin, initially skeptical, was struck by Christian's polished demeanor, sharp suit, articulate speech, and an air of unshakable purpose. Christian revealed he'd been planning this in secret for 20 years and demanded anonymity for himself and his group. Martin pushed back, insisting on knowing his real identity to secure the deal. Christian relented, but only to Martin, and they signed a pact to destroy all related documents once the project was complete. He said he'd funnel money through banks worldwide to hide its source, Martin later recalled. He was obsessive about protecting his identity. Christian scouted the site from the air, choosing a flat hilltop with clear views in all directions. The land, 20,000 square feet, was purchased for $5,000 from a local farmer. With the deal sealed, Christian vanished, telling Fendley and Martin, "You'll never see me again." True to his word, he was gone, communicating only through Martin and eventually transferring ownership of the land and monument to Elbert County, trusting local authorities to preserve it. The Guidestones' astronomical features were so complex that Fenley enlisted a University of Georgia astronomer to ensure accuracy. The stones were aligned to track solstices and equinoxes, with inscriptions in English, Spanish, Russian, Chinese, Arabic, Hebrew, Hindi, and Swahili. The capstone bore a mission statement in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, Greek, Sanskrit, and Babylonian cuneiform, proclaiming a guide for humanity to thrive in an age of reason. A buried time capsule, to be opened on an unspecified date, added to the mystery, though no one knows if it truly exists. On March 22, 1980, nearly 400 people gathered for the Guidestones unveiling, a festive occasion that drew media from Atlanta. Elberton, a quiet town, became a tourist hotspot overnight. But the inscriptions, 10 guidelines for rebuilding civilization, stirred unease. The first commandment was chilling: maintain humanity under 500,000 in perpetual balance with nature. In 1980, with the world's population nearing 4.5 billion, this implied a catastrophic reduction. Was it a warning of nuclear war, the era's greatest threat, or something more sinister? The stones urged balance with nature, but their blunt tone sparked fear and speculation. Conspiracy theories exploded. Some saw the Guidestones as a blueprint for a new world order, Others, a satanic altar. Self-proclaimed witches and mystics held rituals at the site, while UFO enthusiasts noted the stone's X-shaped layout, speculating it was a landing pad for extraterrestrial craft. Locals whispered that Fendley and Martin were complicit in some dark scheme, forcing both men to pass lie detector tests to quell the rumors. The stones faced vandalism, spray paint, even polyurethane smeared across their surface, defacing their cryptic message. Our channel has explored many such mysteries, and while some link the Guidestones to wild tales of cosmic or prehistoric origins, we've debunked those as fanciful. The documents we've reviewed suggest a human-driven project rooted in Cold War anxieties, not alien intervention. Still, the stone's creator, Christian, remains a ghost. Martin, who died guarding his secret, kept a box of records, including letters from Christian stored on an old IBM computer from 1983. He considered writing a book, but chose silence, honoring his promise. He said his identity must stay hidden to keep people intrigued, Martin recalled. And it worked. The Georgia Guidestones stand as a haunting paradox, a monument to human resilience or a grim prophecy of collapse. Their cryptic words, etched in stone, challenge us to ponder what future they were meant to guide and who Christian really was. His vision, born in secrecy, still casts a long shadow under Georgia's relentless sun.